Well, I'm just at the nuke yard where I have these permanent hives to harvest brood from. And this is what I'm on about in my videos. You can see we have 5 frames at the bottom. 2 weeks ago I added another 5 frames in another super, but this super is a brood super. But you can see what I do. These 2 middle frames here, these are the ones that came out from the bottom, because bees don't always see up. But I put these up the top, and I put 3, there was 3 frames came up, and then these other 2 were put in either side, and there was 2 frames of brood in the bottom and other frames of foundation. Now, I'm not going to take the bottom off because there's no point, but I'll just show you this. This is what you want. All the frames build up straight away, full of larvae. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try and tilt it a bit slowly. It's never that easy to see, but we've got larvae over the whole of that frame. I mean, you can see where the banana of honey is just around the top. But that's what you want. Now, we're about 3 weeks late this year. It's unbelievably how late we are. I've got one cell builder I've just stocked, but I've only just got surplus brood now that I'm just starting to see. And when I mean surplus, I mean brood. I'm thinking, I didn't really want to harvest that, but they're getting to the point now where there's enough in the colonies to start thinking about making splits. What I'm also doing is I'm putting these wooden feeders on, like that, because it means I can give them a little bit of feed all the time, because our main flow is just finishing now. We have a little bit of hawthorn left up there, and round here I can show you I've got a lot of hives there that are destined to go off to apiaries. They were queens I made last autumn, really good queens. They're all going to go in the next week. They've been just bringing them on. They're a little bit weak, like all the others, but they were overwintered and now they're getting nice and strong. I've been putting a little bit of feed on as well, just to supplement their feed. And here we've got our first cell builder stocked 3 days ago. So there you go, there's 10 frames over 10 frames. The top 10 frames was harvested from brood here. So we're all kicking off now. Lots to do. And over here I do something, I've got a lot of hives that were the Mini Plus hives, my mating nukes. And what I do to help stop them swarming is I've given space underneath. So I put on, these are three boxes of 7 frames. The Mini Plus are 7 frames, and they get really strong in the spring, but these are the source of our overwintering queens. So what we do is we put them on top of another nuke, and the next week we got queen cells coming out, so we break these down. And then we get about, say, that top box of 3, sorry, that full 3 boxes there will give us probably about maybe 6 to 8 new colonies that are small enough to take a virgin queen or a queen cell, whichever we make or whichever we have left. And then they then in turn will help get that queen mated, and they'll produce their own colony. There's quite a lot over here as well. So there's just loads going on. I'm just literally trying to hold these over till next week. So when they're held over, they're ready, and we use them. If I don't do this, they'd all swarm. One did swarm. I showed you that last week. You can see the hawthorn still in flower there, but it's really all falling off whenever there's a gust of wind. And things are going to go quiet now for about a month. But overall it's good. We're just getting there now, just about to start the main production. We are late. We're going to have about 8 weeks of queen rearing, maybe 9 weeks, and then that's it. You can see bramble behind. It's growing well, but it's way off flowering, which is excellent news. And the chestnut that's just coming into leaf even later this year has got nowhere near anything looking like flowers coming, so we're at least a month away from that. So it's all good news. We're going to have, even though we've had a late spring, looks like the summer main flowers are going to be a little bit later. So, and also to mention, what I do is when I break down these Mini Plus, I allow the queen that's in those colonies to then go into the bottom of the nuke, or the bottom nuke, and then that gives me a colony in time. I feed them again, I harvest basically the frames, reuse them, and then the 5 frames in the bottom of these nukes then become the new nuke with a queen from last year. So it's like you win on everything. You stop them swarming, and you get another nuke out of it, as well as harvesting your frames at the top. So it's a good way for us. It works well.